Good morning, guys. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to like and subscribe my channel. Join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group and click on that little bell so you can get alerted as to any new videos I may have. Today, we're going for number 16. Yes, in my Fall Classic Baseball 1990 replay. Number 16, it's Jack Armstrong versus Bruce HURST. We are at home, and it's the San Diego Padres. Let's see what happens. See if we can get number 16. Play ball. We have a nice crowd here today. It's August 3rd, 1990. Where were you? Bip Roberts leads off. He's playing in left field today. He plays all over the place. He's an infield, outfield guy, versatile guy, utility guy. Well, not a utility because he starts every game, but he can play everywhere. Roberto Alomar, Tony Gwynn in right field, Jack Clark, the first baseman, Joe Carter, the center fielder, Mike Pagliaro, the third baseman, Tom Lampkin, the catcher, Gary Templeton batting eighth, the shortstop, and ninth is Bruce HURST. I remember him with the Boston Red Sox. For Cincinnati, it's Sabo at third, Mariano Duncan at second base, Larkin, the shortstop, Eric Davis in center field, Glenn Braggs, the right fielder, Todd Benzinger, the first baseman, Joe Oliver, Lucky Joe Oliver, the catcher, Billy Hatcher, the left fielder, and Jack Armstrong is on the mound, and we're going for number 16. What's going to happen? I don't know. Let's do it. And that's going to be a base on balls. Roberts takes ball 4, and he's on at first. Roberto Alomar, he's not a good hit and run guy, so we're not going to hit and run. We're going to swing away. And a 34 will be a base hit. And runner will hold at second base, so they'll stop him at second base. Line drive to left field. So it's first and second, nobody out. Here comes Tony Gwynn. So Jack Armstrong is already faced his first two batters and already is in a bind, if you will. Here's Tony Gwynn, and that's going to be a 35, which is going to be an out. Ground ball to third. They go, oh no, a ground ball to first because he's a lefty. So it's going to be a 3-6 fielder's choice. Runner to third, so it's going to be first and third. Gwynn is at first, and Bip Roberts at third. Here comes Stevenson. We're going to let a run score here to prevent a big inning. And it's Phil Stevenson. No, this is actually, I didn't change it from last night. Hold on a second. Not Phil Stevenson. This should be Will Clark. I had a lot of changes last night. It was a crazy night. I played a 13-inning game, and the Reds won it. So let me grab Jack Clark here and see if there's anybody else that needs to be in the lineup that isn't. Parent note. Everybody's in there. Okay, good. So here's a pitch to Jack Clark. First and third, one out. Pitch from Jack Armstrong, who's had a good season. See if he can keep it up. And that's going to be a 46 with a 20. Oh, boy, what is going to happen here? That's going to take us to the goes to 54, the wildest section. The wildest section with runners on base. We're going to have to look at the book for that. Okay, with runners on first and third, what's going to happen here? We're going to have to roll a D20. And it's a 2. And that says runner on first and third, wildest chart. Line drive to third baseman who steps on the bag at second, out. Line drive, third baseman who steps on bag for second out, S-arm first baseman. All right, it's a double play. It's ripped and caught, and it would have been a triple play if I had a strong arm third baseman, which I don't. So let me just double check that. I want to make sure I'm reading it correctly. Wildest with runners on first and third, a 2 line drive to third baseman who steps on the bag for second out. So that's 2 outs. S-armed would get a triple play. Wow. So we're out of the inning with no runs scored. So it's L5, 5, double play, and no runs, a hit. I guess One left, and we move to the bottom of the first. Here's Chris Sabo leads off against Bruce Hurst. Hurst had a pretty good season, actually. He was 11-9, but his whip was only 1.1. Here's the pitch to. Oh, that's foul back into the seats for a lucky fan. It's a 56, and he'll check his swing, and they check with the first base umpire, and he rings him up. So Sabo strikes out. Here's Mariano Duncan with a 33, and that is line base hit center field. He rips one to center. He's on at first. Larkin is a good hit and run guy. I'll wait and do that a little bit later. Here's the pitch. And a 64 is going to be strike three. 2 strikeouts for Bruce Hurst. So it's going to be a tough day for the batters here at Cincinnati with Bruce Hurst on the mound. I'm just looking at his card now, and he is lights out. And next is a 23, and that's a strikeout. So 3 Reds strike out here in the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to top of the second. Now, one thing you got to know is this game plays extremely fast. So just so you're aware of that. It could get bogged down when you get a lot of base runners, but that doesn't always happen. Here's Joe Carter, Armstrong, and that is a ground ball to third. I'm sorry, short. Larkin, long throw, and gets him. Pagliarulo with a 45, and that is a ground ball as well, this time to the first baseman. And making that play easy is Benzinger, and here's Tom Lampkin, the catcher, with a 51. That's going to be an error check, but that 16 is way too high. Bounce to Duncan. Duncan feels it cleanly and throws out Lampkin 3 up and 3 down. Super easy inning for Jack Armstrong. Jack Armstrong with an ERA around 350 or so, having a pretty good season. Glenn Braggs, and he's been struggling getting hits, but not here. Here he lines one to left. Not only does he line one to left, but he's going to get a chance to steal a base. And instead of stealing a base, it's going to be a pickoff. Now, Hurst is an A-arm, but he's a lefty. So, what is that? A-arm as a lefty pickoff move. It has to be... he is a lefty. A-arm is 1-6. So 1-6 on a D20 gets picked off. And that's going to be a potential throwing error. He's a 4, so we're going to roll again. And no. Okay, so the first baseman blocks it from going into right field. And it's Todd Benzinger. So no stolen base, almost gets picked off. First baseman, Jack Clark, makes a nice play, letting the ball bounce off his chest, prevents it from going into right field, and Todd Benzinger is up. Switch hitter batting from the right side. And the pitch, it's a 42, and that will be, a 3, which is a ground ball. He's righty. That's a ground ball to third. Will this be a double play? It has to be third baseman S. And Pagliarulo is not S, he's A. So it's going to be a 5-4 fielder's choice. Pagliarulo goes to second for 1, and going in hard is Braggs. Breaks up the throw. Benzinger is on at first now. Joe Oliver, lucky Joe Oliver, a guy who's a 230 hitter with no hits on his card, but seems to find a hit every time he bats. Here's the pitch, and that's a 61, and that's a strikeout for out number 2. So Oliver's fooled and swings and misses. Here's Billy Hatcher now. Billy Hatcher had a big hit in last night's victory. Here's the pitch, and it's a 12, which will be a fly ball left field. Over a couple of steps is Roberts under it, and he makes the catch. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Top of the third, Gary Templeton leads off with a 66, and that's a drive in the gap, and that's going to roll to the wall. Digging for second is Templeton. Big turn, and decides to stay there. Throw comes in, and it's Bruce Hurst. Hurst is just going to terrible card. Holy smokes. He had no hits, so we'll get him to bunt, I guess. And it's going to be a pop-up. And it's going to be a pop-up, and the catcher's right there. So 1 out. Next is Bip Roberts with a 12, and that's going to be a fly ball left field. Will this be enough to tag up? Runner on second, 17. Hose up with one out. One out. Is he an F? Templeton's an A, so he will hold. No advance. He's still at second. 2 outs now. And here's Roberto Alomar. Armstrong takes the sign and sets and deals. And that is a 64, which will be a ground ball at second base. Mariano Duncan throws him out. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Go to the bottom of the third. Jack Armstrong leads off. Not a good card, but he does have a couple of hits on it. And he's not going to, that's a 10, and that's going to be a foul ball. All right, so that's foul back. Armstrong, pitch from HURST to 21. Struck him out. 1 down. Top of the order now, Chris Sabo, who struck out. That is 5 strikeouts for Bruce HURST. Sabo with a 65, and that's a pitcher home run, and that's a deep drive to left field. If it stays fair, it's gone, and home run! 1-0 Reds, trying for their 16th in a row. Mariano Duncan now. Pitch from HURST, and a 22 is going to be line base hit to left. Duncan rips one to left. He's on for the second time. He's 2 for 2. Here's Barry Larkin. This time we're going to do a hit and run. There goes the runner. And a 5 is going to be a ground ball to first base. So moving to second into scoring position will be Duncan. And here's Eric Davis. HURST checks in with Lampkin for the sign. And he's ready. Here's the pitch. And that's a 52. An error check on a 20. That's going to be too high. Second base bounce to Alomar. Picks it up. Throws out Davis. And that retires the side. But they pick up a big run on 2 hits. Solo home run by Chris Sabo. Tony Gwynn up. Top of the 4th. Jack Armstrong on the mound. Trying for the Reds' 16th consecutive victory. Here's the pitch to Gwynn. He's trouble. A 12. That's popped up near the mound. Catcher's out. Lucky Joe Oliver makes the catch. 1 away. Here's Jack Clark now with 25. Struck him out. So Clark has a lot of Ks and has a lot of walks. And here's Joe Carter, 2 out with a 14. And that is a fly ball right field. Right center field on the run is Braggs. And Braggs comes up with it. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down. Again, Armstrong having a great day. Here's Glenn Braggs leading it off. He had a couple of hits yesterday, and he has a hit here today. So his bat is starting to wake up. Bruce HURST, here's the pitch, and that's a 41. Ball 4, he walks him. So Braggs, again, starting to swing at good pitches. Todd Benzinger doesn't do anything very well. Not a good bunter, not a good hit-and-run guy. So he's just a guy who's going to swing away. And a 25 will be a liner to third. And this could be a double play, and it is not. L5. He thought about throwing to first, but then had second thoughts and didn't do it. Here's Lucky Joe Oliver. He struck out in the second. Here he is in the bottom of the 4th with a man on. Here's a pitch from HURST. And a 15 will be a struck him out. Number 6 for Bruce HURST. And Billy Hatcher, he can hit. And a 13 won't be a hit here. It's bounced to second base. Easy play for Roberto Alomar, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, a walk, 1 left, top of the 5th. Here we come. Pagliarulo against Jack Armstrong with the pitch, and a 55 is going to be a base hit. Pags lines one to right, played by Braggs, gets it into Duncan, and here's Lampkin. Lampkin, not a good bunter, not a good hit and run guy. We're kind of stuck. Here's the pitch, and that is a 15 with, and that's going to be a fly ball left field. Backing up a couple of steps is Hatcher. 1 away. Here's Templeton. Gary Templeton with the pitch from Armstrong, and a 43 will be an out. A 9 is a fly out to right this time. So that first one was Hatcher. The second one is Braggs. 2 fly balls, 2 out, 1 on. Bruce HURST, terrible card. 56, strike 3. And that is strikeout number 2 for Armstrong. Not a big strikeout guy. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Nice crowd here at Cincinnati Riverfront Stadium. Just when I said that, they quiet it down. They're getting more and more excited as the game progresses. Jack Armstrong leads off against Bruce Hurst, 62. That's a K. Second time Armstrong has struck out. Number 7 for Hurst. Chris Sabo's next with a 42, and that will be a ground ball to third. Picked up by Pags. Pags throws him out, 2 down. And Mariano Duncan with 2 singles today, and he will strike out here. 3 up and 3 down. Easy inning for Bruce Hurst. Next is Bip Roberts. Top of the order, Roberts, Alomar, and Gwynn. Are they going to get to Armstrong here? Let's see what happens. Here's the pitch. Armstrong does not have the greatest card in the world, 36. That will be a fly ball. Center field. Right there is Eric Davis with the catch. 1 away. Roberto Alomar, 1 for 2 today. Singled in the first, grounded out in the third. He's ready. Jack Armstrong checks in with Lucky Joe Oliver. He likes the sign. Here's the pitch. And a 65. That is an out, a fly ball center field. Davis on the run, and Davis catches up to it. 2 away. Next is Tony Gwynn. 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch from Armstrong, a 61. Struck him out, and that's not possible. That's an out. You see that? So it got canceled out. It's a strikeout normally, but when I check the batter's card, because I just, for example, that strikeout is almost automatic on every batter, but not on Tony Gwynn. I think he only had 23. Well, I know he only had 23 strikeouts the whole season. So instead of a strikeout, that's a fly out again to center field. Davis gets all 3 putouts and shows you that this game can also get those outliers. Bottom of the 6th. We need a couple more runs. It's a close one here. 1-0 Reds. We need a couple of more runs here to be safe. We're looking for our 16th consecutive victory. And we'll see what happens. All right, Barry Larkin 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out. Here's the pitch from Hurst. And that is a 42, which will be a ground ball to third. Actually, to short. Shortstop gets it. And Templeton throws out Larkin, showing off the cannon. Here is Eric Davis, who's got good power. Here's the pitch, and that's a 55. That's going to be a drive way back off the wall. And digging for second is Davis, and he's in there standing up. So a runner in scoring position. This is a big opportunity for Glenn Braggs, who's been in a slump. He's 1 for 1 here today with a single and a walk. Had a couple of hits in yesterday's game. So his bat has been coming alive, and this is a great opportunity for him to really contribute here towards number 16, the 16th win of the season. I don't know if we're going to get there, but we are sure the heck as trying. And Bruce Hurst to Glenn Braggs. And that's a 24, a hit by pitch, and no! It's popped up. Middle infield, second base, Alomar, Templeton. It's Alomar, 2 outs. Todd Benzinger with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Bruce Hurst checks in with Lampkin. He likes what he sees. He deals. And that's going to be it's going to be a fly ball in the gap to right field. On the run is Gwynn, and Gwynn runs it down. No runs. 1 hit, 1 left. Top of the 7th. Here we come. What a crazy game. Jack Clark leads off. Clark lined into a double play and struck out. Here's the pitch from Armstrong, and a 16. Struck him out. That is the 3rd strikeout of the day. Armstrong, not a big K guy. Here's Joe Carter with the good power. Here's the pitch from Armstrong, and that's going to be a 63. Struck him out. Back-to-back Ks for Armstrong, who seems to be getting stronger as the game progresses. And again, he does not have a great card. He is on his A card. Both pitchers are. Here's Pagliarulo. He's 1 for 2. Singled in the 5th. And that's a 36, which will be a ground ball to first. And taking it is Benzinger. That ends the inning. No runs, no hits, 3 up, 3 down. Yikes. 2 innings away from the 16th victory in a row. Joe Oliver, but let's not count our eggs before they're hatched. Lucky Joe Oliver, who's 0 for 2 on 2 strikeouts, but he's dealing with a master on the mound, Bruce Hurst, for the Padres in 1990. Here's the pitch. And a 52 will be a strikeout. Strikeout number 8, number 9 for HURST. Next is Billy Hatcher. And a 13 will be a fly ball left field in the gap. Running, chasing it is Roberts, and he runs it down. Here is with 2 outs, Jack Armstrong. A 41, that'll be an out of bouncer to second base. Picked up by Alomar. Throws out Armstrong, and that's 3 up and 3 down. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Tom Lampkin leads off. 0 for 2. He's grounded out and flied out. It's the 8th place hitter, the 9th place hitter, the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th place hitter. Are we going to see a pinch hitter for Bruce HURST? I don't know. Bruce HURST has gone 27 batters. He can go 31 plus. If he doesn't allow anybody on base, he can go more. Here's Lampkin. From Armstrong, we get a couple of arms up in the bullpen. Here's the pitch. And that is a 14, which will be a ground ball, second base. To his right is Duncan, up with it, and throws him out, 1 away. Gary Templeton, who's 1 for 2 with a double. The pitch to Templeton, and that's going to be a 56. Strike 3, number 5. And here's Bruce HURST with nobody on. He's going to bat. And the pitch, terrible card, a 22. That's a strikeout, number 6. No runs, no hits, 3 up and 3 down. He's retired 9, 10, 12 in a row for Armstrong. Armstrong is a beast. A beast. I got to get the Topps cards for the season so I can see these players and grab them and take a look at them, put them next to the card, so visualize a little bit better. Here's Chris Sabo. Is Sabo, Mariano, Duncan, and Larkin. Probably a 91 set that represents the 90 season. Is probably like $10, $15. Those years are so cheap. Chris Sabo is going to lead off. He's got the only run of the game with a solo home run in the 3rd inning. So he's 1 for 3 today. Bruce HURST is going to proceed with caution against Sabo. And here's the pitch, and that's a 26. And against a lefty, that's a bouncing ball through the hole and into the outfield for a base hit single. Mariano Duncan is up, and Duncan is going to square, and that's a good bunt. Right in front of the plate, the catcher is going to go to first. And moving into scoring position is Chris Sabo, and he's got good speed. Here's Barry Larkin. HURST against Barry Larkin and Eric Davis. So 2 righties, and then Bragg, another righty. Now, we consider walking Larkin here. We're already trailing 1-0. It'll set up the double play. So we're going to walk him. Larkin is a good hitter. Eric Davis, not as good. And let's do it. Bruce HURST to Eric Davis, runners on first and second, only 1 out. Here's the pitch, and that's a 12, which will be a 1 is a base on balls, but it's a 15. Struck him out. Strikeout number 10 for HURST. 2 outs now, and here's Glenn Braggs. Again, Braggs has a big opportunity here to drive in a run. It's 1-0 Reds in the bottom of the 8th. The Reds going for their 16th consecutive victory. In the 9th inning, with Myers ready to roll, we're not going to bring in Myers. We're going to let Armstrong try to finish it, but Myers is ready to roll, I believe. I got to double check that because he did go 2 innings in yesterday's game. But we want Jack Armstrong to finish this. It's a 1-0 shutout. It's actually a 1-2 hitter, a 3 hitter. Yikes. And in the 9th inning, will be the top of the order. So they're really going to challenge Armstrong. It's going to be Roberts, Alomar, and Gwynn in the top of the 9th. Braggs with runners on first and second and 2 outs. Here's the pitch from HURST. Now, HURST can go 31, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. He's still good. Here's the pitch. And that is a 22, and that is a base hit. Huge. Let's see if this run can score. We need this run. And runner on second scores. And F goes to third. 2-0 Reds. Huge base hit by Glenn Braggs, and that's going to be it for HURST. He's going to get pulled. Wow. All right, we got Derek Lilliquist coming in, and he's going to face the right-hander, Glenn Braggs. And the reason we're doing that is actually he's going to face Todd Benzinger. Okay. So since Benzinger is a switch hitter, and for some reason I thought, so hold on a second. Yeah, it's Greg Harris. He's the better pitcher, so he will be facing Benzinger. I thought it was Braggs coming up to bat, and I just brought in a lefty because I didn't want the Reds to bring in Hal Morris, who's basically a superstar bat in this 1990 season. He batted 340. I could even bring him in here. He is a lefty. So Benzinger is 0 for 3. I'm going to bring in Hal Morris to pinch hit in the 8th. Okay, here it is. Here comes Morris. This game's played super, super fast. Slowing down a little bit here. And Morris will stay at first base. And here's the pitch to Morris from Harris. And that's a 26. And against a righty, that's a base hit. Run will score. And let's see if the runner on first will hold or run with risk. He will hold. So first and second, RBI single for pinch hitter Hal Morris. So that was a good move. And the score is 3-0 now. And we go to Joe Oliver, lucky Joe Oliver. And here's the pitch to Oliver, a 51, and struck him out. And that is the third out of the inning. But 2 runs come in on 1, 2, 3 hits. We go to the top of the 9th. Armstrong trying for a complete game. Shutout. 3 hitters so far with 5, 6 Ks. Bip Roberts leads off. Rob Dibble is ready to go. And that's a snake eyes, which will be ball 4. He's going to walk Roberts. And there's a stolen base there, but we're going to ignore it. We're going to play it safe right now. We're down by 3. Roberto Alomar is up. Pitch to Alomar, and that's a 61, and that is a strikeout. Number 7, 1 out. 2 outs away from victory number 16. Here's Tony Gwynn. Gwynn is always trouble. He's an A hit and run guy. There goes the runner, and that's going to be 61. Oh, boy. A 61 is going to be 61 is a strike, -6. Oh, God. -6 is a 9. -2 is a 7. I rolled an 8. He's out at second base. Crazy. 2. Not what I wanted. Gwynn is a lefty, so it's 2-6. Caught stealing. Tony Gwynn with 2 out, nobody on. Pitch from Armstrong. And that is a 64, which will be a bouncer right back to the mound. Armstrong feels his position, throws him out, and the Reds have won number 16. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Armstrong picks up a shutout, a complete game shutout, 9 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no earned runs. Did he walk anybody? He walked 1 in the 9th. And he struck out 7. And I got to input the stats to know where he's at. But the Reds win number 16 in a row. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group. I will see you guys very, very soon.